go into the flame. Look, there is a, a flame, and what happens in a flame? The wax, and there is a coal piece. It glows. It glows, and this has a flame. And then you put a utensil around it. Here you might put a utensil around it, and you cooking something. Look, these particles. What is this flame? Flame is a vaporized wax, which is a fuel, and the vaporized is is reacting. It's combusting. There's combustion happening of that. That means the carbon is reacting with CO2 everywhere here, everywhere here, and it's giving out CO2 plus H2O, and it's giving out a lot of heat, lot of heat. And where does this heat go? The particles of air and the particles of the carbon of the wax, they are vibrating. They are vibrating at a very high speed, and they are giving out, when they are vibrating, the electrons, everything is vibrating, is giving heat and light. Heat and light, EM waves are being generated, infrared, and so these also, these hot particles are going hitting here, and the EM waves are hitting here. So here what is happening is there's also air in between, so that is also getting hot. So here also the air here is getting hot and is rising, convection. So there's convection happening, there is radiation happening, and here too there is also uh, a bit of contact between the fuel and the uh, but it's basically convection and radiation that happens. After that, the utensil, in the particles of the utensil, they start vibrating. Now it's conduction happening, and then the conduction goes, and you got water inside. Then the lower layer of water is in conduction, but then it starts moving around, convection, and it transfers to heat. So all the processes are happening. You should exactly pinpoint what is happening, why is it happening, and where it is happening. So I have here it's radiation and convection. The air around it gets hot, and then it rises and transfers the energy to the utensil. Here also the same thing happens, radiation and convection, but the flame also, the fuel which is burning very near the container surface. So it's nearly in contact with the container surface. And once the heat enters the container surface, it is conduction. And then when it goes beyond the container surface, uh, from here to here, it is conduction. And then when it comes with the it contact with the utensil, then it's convection. And then it also is losing heat at the same time because of radiation. Everything is happening everywhere. So, but the percentage is different depending on the situation, depending on the material. Some materials are more meant for convection, like fluids. Some are more meant for conduction, like metals, which have both vibration and free electrons, and some areas where there is no medium in between. The particles vibrate and transmit the energy to through infrared radiation. Infrared radiation is the fastest way to from one surface to reach the other surface, but it depends on many properties of the surface, whether it really wants to absorb the energy or not. So the effect of that, it reaches us very quickly, but like the sunlight reaches us very quickly from the it's very far, the sun. But if you if it depends on whether the building is, if you're wearing white clothes, whether you want to absorb that or reflect it back. So if you reflect it back, then you don't get heated up. And if black will absorb. Why it absorbs? There is a concept um, uh, in physics or in chemistry that electrons are moving around the nucleus, and if it absorbs energy, it will jump to a higher shell, and this absorption of energy uh, depends on what color and what gap of uh, energy in the shell is. So it's like this, like black has got the ability, because black is a mixture of um, it has got an ability to absorb all the colors. I mean, it's like this. If you What happens is, if you see a red post box and if you put white light on it, white light has all the colors, and the red post box will absorb all the colors except it will reflect its own. So it will reflect red. If this is red, it will reflect red. The remaining, so black can absorb all. So that's why it gets very hot. White will reflect all, because white has it's got everything in it. So that's why the white shirt, you um, all the Vibgyor colors are coming. All the colors are coming. White is a mixture of all the colors, and all of them will get reflected because this is white. I told you, if it's a red post box, it will reflect red, absorb the remaining. So if it's white, it will reflect all, and black, it will absorb all. So that's why it gets more heated. The colors, then the texture, all these matter. So this is the concept. Acha, now